So hi, I'm Mohit Malik. I head technology for Chayos. I take care of the data, product, software, and hardware teams out there. Bit about myself is that I'm technologist at heart. I have been into technology for almost 16 plus years now, and I I've been with Chayos for 7.5 years, and this last 7.5 years we have built the entire technology for the business to run in house, and we have been also building a lot on the automation side for food tech. So a lot of food tech automation has been done in last 7 years, and a lot of work has happened on the data and the product side as well. And we are, Chayos is a chai cafe chain, and we aspire to be the world's best and most loved chai company. My goal, ultimate goal, is to create value for the business, and to make sure that my customers, at the end of the day, are happy. So being into a hospitality business, you have to be at the center of things and to understand what your customer needs, and evolve yourself to their needs. And as a technologist, there are a lot of opportunity, and the way these businesses have been running in the past, we have identified a lot of opportunities where we can step in and automate a lot of processes, so that our entire focus is on actually the customer, and basically taking care of the customer, and everything is basically at the back end ops is all automated, so that the people on ground can basically take care of the customer only. So, and then create value for the business in terms of making sure that we have a healthy top line and a healthy bottom line. The costs are in control. We deploy a lot of products keeping the future in mind, evolving our technology and evolving our operations and businesses basis what's current and what is required 5 years down the line. So that's my role, just to strategically think about how the business will evolve, and take care of the customer. There is a lot to be built. If you look into any business, there are a lot of opportunity areas. The way we function as Chayos, as a team, we function is that we look at the problem statement and try to identify what is the impact that it is going to actually create on the business side and on the customer side, do an ROI analysis. So having an ROI approach, which is a return on investment approach to doing things the way they are to be done, is something that is required. A lot of us being technologists, we get awed by what can be built, because there's a lot that can be built, and we can do things uniquely. But at the end of the day, it has to make a business in a commercial sense. So the only advice that I would try to give is that try to understand where that ROI thing fits in, and take those informed calls. You need not have to build everything from scratch. You can always buy versus build, but then take those informed decisions. Yeah, I was a good programmer in my school days, and I always wanted to be a pilot, but couldn't get there. So the next best thing was the passion that I had to follow was computers, and I was hardcore into gaming part. Played a lot of games, and then it really triggered. At a point, I actually thought that why not make computers as my career, and that's where I got into engineering. And since then, the main change that happened was when I actually started to think about how impactful I can be when it comes to technology to the end customer. And in my previous organizations, I was basically doing a lot of coding, and I was building a lot of products, but I was not able to see those impact. But then it struck me that whatever work I'm doing, the value should be actually it should actually come out as as some tangible that I have built, and that's where I did a switch, and I decided to join a company where we can build tech, we can do things differently, and see how they impact the end consumer. So that was a trigger point. Just to look at the impact that I can create is what led me to take this decision and be a technology leader. See, complexities, vulnerabilities, and everything is a part and parcel of day-to-day business. It's not that these are uncertain times just because of COVID. There had been uncertain times in the past. You have had market crashes happening over decades now. There had been similar events like natural calamities that happen. One, as a technologist, we should always have a forward-looking approach. We should think about what exactly is required, which might prevent few of these things. So that's where the whole, scientists and R&D engineers are working on. But there's another aspect to technology, which is, how do you live in the current world? So you have to be prepared for the future, but you have to also live in the current world. So, I basically focus on how do we live in the current world and how we can make the current situation better. And technology, adoption of technology across the system should be done for the betterment of it, keeping in mind, all the aspects that you impact. So, for instance, being carbon, having a low carbon footprint, being conscious about the climatic changes. So, what all things you are doing to be able to, contribute towards those changes is something that you also have to take care of. So, as times are evolving, we are building more and more futuristic products, looking at what the future world would look like. For instance, blockchain or Meta. These are the upcoming trends. But at the same time, we need to understand how are they going to create value for the masses. And there are certain products that create value for a certain section of people, but creating products that can create value for the masses is something that and if you have to do something for the masses, technology is the only way. So that's how I look at things. The use of technology in creating value for the masses. Yeah.